The real cheat code to getting good sleep breaks down into 3 things. What's up guys, my name is Zach Weiss, and on my channel I talk about entrepreneurship, personal development, and my journey as an entrepreneur. A big part of my journey is learning how to be as productive as possible, and I learned that the single most important thing that I can do to be a productive entrepreneur and person is to get good sleep. Afterwards, I started digging on how to get better sleep, and I started doing all my Google searches, my YouTube videos, and then I stumbled on a guy named Dave Asprey, and he is the founder of Bulletproof Coffee. He personally is obsessed with this new trend or phenomena. It's not terribly new. It's called biohacking, and if you dig a little bit further, there's another trend called sleep hacking. And finding this was like finding a gold mine, because there's a massive subreddit of people who are obsessed with optimizing their sleep to the fullest potential. And now that we have technology, and I'm gonna dig into it a little bit later, for example, the Oura Ring and other sleep tracking devices, you can analytically improve your sleep at home versus going and getting a sleep study done, even though I still recommend that for some people, especially with sleep apnea. Fast forward around a year and a half, I have tried so many different sleep hacking techniques, and I wanted to compile all the ones that made a big difference in my life and just share them all with you today. And who knows, maybe you can pick one or even all of them if you're interested to implement in your own life. The first month of doing all of this is going to be pretty difficult because it's not a habit yet, so it's gonna feel a little bit out of order. It's also going to feel a little bit unnatural, but after you do it for around 28 days or a month, then it's gonna become a habit and it'll become super easy for you to do. Another disclaimer I wanted to mention is that I don't do all of these things every single day. I try to get most of them done, but sometimes reality hits and you can't always get these things done. Since I go to bed at 9:30, this whole process starts at around 8:30, where at 8:30 I will start to put on my Terminator glasses, or my blue blocking glasses. This will help remove all the blue and green light from my vision, thus helping me produce more melatonin to get tired. It also really tires your eyes out so that when 9:30 hits, I can just drift asleep. After I get these on, then I will travel over here to my curtains, which are blackout curtains. I just wanted to talk about these for a second. These are, you can get them on Amazon for very cheap, and then when you hang these up, it does not allow any light in, especially when it's the morning. This is very important because you don't want, well, you could have sunlight wake you up, but what I like to do is let my circadian rhythm wake me up so that when I wake up, it's after a sleep cycle versus when the world wants to wake up. In daylight savings, things change pretty frequently. But I will go over here to my curtains, and because it's the winter, I usually have an AC unit in here, but because it's the winter, I took it out, and Boston gets really cold. I don't know if you guys have ever been in Boston. What I'll do is I'll just crank open the window about halfway and then close this back. What's gonna happen is my room is going to turn into a refrigerator. Now, the real cheat code to getting good sleep breaks down into 3 things. It's to make it really cold, really dark, and really quiet. If you can accomplish those 3 things, then you are golden. But I'm just gonna teach you all these tricks that I do to accomplish that for myself. The next tool I have in my arsenal are my Hue Lights, which are right here. Echo, turn lights off. These are incredible because you can do a variety of things with them. What I use them mostly for is at 9 p.m. I will have them automatically start dimming. And what this is going to do is, just like Pavlov's dog with classical conditioning, you're gonna train your body to get tired and ready for bed when it starts to dim over and over and over again. And when 9:30 hits, even when my lights are flicked on, the lights will be off. So what I do for the really quiet is I just invested in these Max silicone plugs. I'm just gonna show you a picture of what it looks like when it's fully packaged. They're very cheap, and I bought like several cases of them so I don't have to buy them very often. And these are really cool because they're not like your standard like foam earplugs that just kind of pop out of your ear and fall out. These are made from silicone, and what's really cool about them is you can mold them to your ear and you can reuse them, and they don't fall out really when you go to bed at night. And these also block out the sound very well, and unfortunately my upstairs neighbors are loud, and when you have the window open like I do, then I hear all the oncoming traffic, and I live right next to a courtyard where people enter and exit doors all the time. But with these earplugs, it's cold and it's silent. Now, to accomplish really dark, I do have my blackout curtains and the lights are off, which is great, but I still take it a step further. I invested in this night mask here, and you can see from the back that it covers over your eyes, and it's very comfortable, and it frees up your nose. Now, I'm going to link this one up here. This is what it looks like from Amazon. Now, when you pair this really dark with really quiet, open the windows, and now you have really cold. Now you are preparing yourself for a good night's rest. Now, I could go into detail about what I do for my bed. However, this is a very personal thing. I personally have a synthetic duvet, but from the sleep hacking community, they recommend that you get weighted blankets. These are blankets that have additional weight to it, and some people recommend it. Also, you can invest in good mattresses, like a purple mattress. But when it comes down to the bed, you want to just find something that you really feel is comfortable and that allows you to sleep well. And you want to be very warm under it, because when you're pairing a refrigerator of a room, you want to be cozy in your warm sheets. That is the perfect blend. After all the conditions in the room are met, I will stop using my phone. I will put it onto airplane mode, and I will put it on the other side of the room so that if I had an alarm clock, I would physically have to get out of bed. It also reduces the chances that when I first wake up, I'm going to play with my phone. I am not perfect about this, but when you don't use your phone in the first hour of the day, you become so much more productive. Now, the one sleep trick that helped me more than anything else was taking a cold spritz right before you go to bed. This doesn't have to be a full-on shower. What you do is you put it on cold and you step in, and then you go in for around 30 seconds until your body cools down, and then you immediately get out, jump right into bed. This is right before you go to bed around 9:25 p.m. I do want to make a note that sometimes I do wear my blue blocking glasses during this point, and I even have the lights off in here. So I take it to an extreme where I just want to be cold without turning on these really nasty white lights. However, you guys should just take a cold shower, give it a shot once. I know it's uncomfortable, but you're gonna fall asleep and have an amazing sleep the next day. Another really massive one that I didn't know was gonna have such profound impact on my sleep was to stop eating 2 hours before you go to bed. Now for me, that means 7 p.m. At 7 p.m., if I haven't eaten, I just don't eat. And I try to eat dinner around 6 to 6:30, and that's pretty optimal for me. Because what happens is if you're sleeping, your body will always prioritize a digestion over anything else, and it does take energy for you to fall asleep. Now, if your body is using the energy for digestion, guess what? You're not going to get good sleep. Whenever I eat right before I go to bed, I notice that I feel groggy and bloated in the morning. So I hope this one helps you. Last but not least, I make sure to track everything on my Oura Ring. And I discovered this puppy after following the entrepreneurial community for a long time. A lot of big entrepreneurs here on the internet do use this ring, so I decided to give it a shot. This ring allows you to analytically figure out how many hours of sleep you're actually getting, it breaks it down into REM, it breaks down how restless you were during the night. And to show you exactly how it's helped me, I wanted to just dive on my computer just to show you what the cloud analytics look like. Alright, so when you first log into the Oura Ring Cloud, this is what you see. I do want to mention there's also a companion app that works just fine, but I like to use this cloud app because it's easier for me to use the computer, and also it gives you a lot more detailed data. And you can see here, this is my last nights of sleep. Right now we're at January 30th. This is the last night that is popping in. I think it's a day behind on the cloud app. And it said I only got 5 hours of sleep, but you really want at least 7 hours of actual sleep. I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, but going to bed at 10 and waking up at 6 does not equate to 8 hours of sleep. Here you can see my last couple scores have not been that great, but what's cool is I like to go over here on the left, you hit trends, and we're gonna dig over here, and you can just kind of drag the window you want. And I just wanted to show you this, let's show you November. Okay, so I'm gonna click out here, and just dig a little bit into November here. And here you can see total sleep and trends over time, which is awesome. So you see like 6 hours and 34 minutes. The best I had was 7 hours and 35 minutes. And what you can do is you can, click on these and you dig into those dates specifically. You see kind of what you did. Did you exercise? How'd you get this at readiness score? Like, it's very cool. And we go back to trends here, and we can do like awake time, sleep score. My best sleep score I think was in the 80s, so I got one over here. I got 81%. It's very hard to get 90s. Here you can see I slept for 8 hours and 13 minutes. You can see my deep sleep was very good. I just wanted to show you that the total sleep versus the total time you're in bed are different things. So like total sleep, 6 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours. And then when you go in here into time in bed, it can jump up dramatically. I've been in bed for 10 hours once and had terrible sleep because things like alcohol really can affect your sleep. Another thing that's really cool is that it tracks your resting heart rate and your heart rate variability as well as your temperature deviation. Now, I'm not personally a pro with this app or with this device, but I do use it for the gist of it, which is tracking whether something helped me or hurt me. And I do that by testing something out for a week. If I add something or subtract something, I try to be very empirical using the scientific method by just adding one variable at a time, and then you do it for a week, and then you compare those trends with your week prior. And if it's better, I will keep it, and if it's not, I will discard it. While we're on the computer, I did want to mention that there is an entire community here that backs it. There's a Facebook group, which I use pretty fairly regularly. They're very supportive here, and here you can post any questions like, what can I do to improve my sleep? There's some people here who are getting amazing scores on a daily basis, and everyone here is here to help each other, to try different methods. I learned the whole cold shower method here, amongst other things. Also, you can post screenshots of your score, and look, people will break down and give their feedback to you. So if you decide to go in and jump into the Oura Ring community, you're not alone. There are many people here who will help you through your sleep hacking journey. I just wanted to remind you one more time that everything I did mention in the video that was a physical product will be in the description if you're interested in purchasing it for yourself. If you guys like this video, got some value out of it, please do me the honor of smashing that like button so that YouTube knows and we can help boost this in the algorithm so more people can benefit from it. And if you guys are new here, welcome, and please subscribe. Stay here for the rest of the journey, but make sure to hit all for notifications so you see when I post a new video. Have an amazing day, and guys, I will see you in the next one.